Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu and I'm bringing out this video of me talking about things and stuff. And oh, Bear, your hand's in the way. Don't give it a surprise. There's no special guest here with me. But this is going to be the 99th video here, and I wanted to do a a reflection of videos and stuff. And I have my good friend here, Bear from Friendly Neighborhood Gamer. So this is me, CulBlu, and that's Bear over there. From Friendly Neighborhood Gamer, we are going to talk about some things on my channel, and I got my computer screen up here so we both can see it, so it's gonna be a little bit awkward because I'm used to looking at this screen over here for like the video stuff instead of that one, so it's gonna be a little bit disjointed for me, but you guys don't care. All you care about is that background music. That's right. Let's get that going.
That sweet background music that Bear loves.
Yeah, Bear adores it. I'll have you know.
Every time I hear it, it just fills me with...
Fills him with something.
Something.
Rage. Unmitigated rage. Okay, so here on the table we have games. So I went back and looked at my channel. This will be video number 99. And then video number 100 will be a playthrough of the first game that I did for the series, which was Imperium the Contention. But in order, I'm not going to name all 34. I just had to count. I think it was 34. That sounds right. Yeah, 34. I'm not going to do a count of all 34 games I did in my 100 videos. I know it's weird. It's not actually 100 or 50. But some games have multiple playthroughs. Some games were one video total. And I also did some updates. But the first game was Imperium the Contention. That was the first game I did as a solo playthrough in the CulBlu and Cardboard Series. The second one was Clans of Caledonia. This one's Clans of Caledonia and Industria because I don't have the original Clans of Caledonia box because I upgraded. I upscaled, or I guess upgrade was the right word, to this one. And the last two that we played was BattleCON, Devastation of Indines, which I played against Bear. So Bear and I played a fight of that one. That was pretty fun. And then Warfight of Vietnam. Bear and I also played that one, and I thought it was fun.
That was on my channel.
Oh, that was on Bear. Well, no. Oh, you're correct. Sorry. On my channel, I did a solo playthrough, but on Bear's channel, we also did a playthrough in that one. So that was on Bear's channel. I thought it was fun. Bear was not a fan of this game. Warfight of Vietnam.
I enjoyed hanging out with my friends. I did not enjoy the game.
Duly
that's okay. Every game doesn't have to be about every person.
Every game is not for everybody, as they say. But the whole kind of draw for doing this video in this format was one, to kind of just do some reflection on the channel, do some just kind of talking about the olden times, and while Bear will also maybe chime in a little bit because midway through this series you arrived and decided to do your own YouTube stuff. But I just want to say that I did this whole channel for playing board games, mostly because I had a bunch of board games that I spent money on, and I was like, hey, I got cameras, I can do this. And I'd already did commentating with Dota 2 back in the days because I was a Dota 2 caster for 2 years before I started doing board game stuff more exclusively. And then once I started doing board game stuff, I started with Small Box Big Game. That was the first series. That series is unfortunately not yet at 100 because I kind of ran out of Small Box Big Games to do. And I made the CulBlu and Cardboard Series, which was what this whole series is. And I'm saying all that to say that, yeah, I've been doing YouTube for a long while. And this will be, God, is this year 10? Am I that old? Is this year 10 of YouTube? Year 10 of YouTube total, I think.
Year 10 of how long YouTube's been out? I thought YouTube'd been out longer than that.
No. Year 10 of me existing as a channel.
Oh.
But like
in one form or another.
In one form or another. But this is like maybe year 4 of me doing board game stuff. I don't know why I'm guessing. I can literally just look at my channel. But the reason why I'm saying all that and trying to give stats and numbers and stuff is just to let you know how long of a journey this has been. And I appreciate the journey. I appreciate all the comments and all the likes and all the views. 2021? Wow, that feels like it's so long ago. That was COVID.
2021?
Yeah. Was that was during COVID?
What was the month?
June. Yeah, that was during COVID. That was after the presidential election had all been panned out and we were getting a little bit more relaxed. At least that was the first video for the series, which was Imperium the Contention, June 6th, 2021. That's when I played this one. And then Clans of Caledonia, so at least that's when I posted the video. And then Clans of Caledonia was June 28th, 2021. So, yeah, I'm old.
Oh, shut up.
What?
I'm older than you are.
As you say that, but I'm internet old. See, Bear is like a fresh new face. His voice is all like nice and grizzled and everything. People love that. For me, it's just like, it's just me with my opinions about things and stuff. I'm not a very opinionated person. My last video,
That's funny.
wow, what haters. All right, my last video here for this one, oh, actually that's the wrong date. It should be April, because those will be my review for Warfighter Vietnam, April 13th, April 14th. I didn't add it to the list. Actually, do I have a miscount here? Oh no, this is not actually the 99th video?
Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm going home.
No, I think, oh no, it's just out of order. Yeah, 98, video 98 here is a Warfighter Vietnam playthrough number 2, which was done on April 12th, 2026. So that's 5 years. 5 years at least of this whole entire video series, and I've played 34 games.
So you get to 100 and start a new channel?
No, I'm not starting a new channel. I'm down on the starting new channels thing, you know, back when I was younger. Back when I was a wee lad. No,
We can start doing commentary on Mechabellum.
what is that?
It's another, like, it's another video game. We can, like, go in and watch people's games.
Ooh,
and say,
okay.
oh, look at the strategy they're using here, and, like, break it down. Yeah.
Oh, as you're saying, kind of return to form.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Go back to, like, Dota 2, except for this will be, like, for other games.
Well, but you did Warhammer stuff. So you, sorry,
Warhammer
miniature
best.
stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
not Warhammer, but, and as a result, you could, I mean, if you want to do a commentary thing, like, I would be open to it. I don't know anything about it, so I could do color commentary, which is just like talking about what's happening.
Look at how well those things are colored.
No. Oh, jeez, don't say that word. So, color commentary is specifically talking about the things that are happening as opposed to why they're happening or the strategy behind it. Whereas the, I guess, the expert commentator would talk about the strategies and tactics used. So I could be like, I see that he's rolling this dice and his dice came out to, the hype person, doing like he took a shot, he took 3 shots.
It's a 6.
It's a 6. Oh my God. Is it a 7 or a 6?
No. 6 of it. So I have a couple questions.
Oh no, Bear's wait. But before Bear asks his questions that he totally sourced from a friend and not AI.
This is the one that's off the top of my head. I'm not even looking at my phone.
Okay. Well, duly noted. I was going to say 34 games, and I don't want to name them all, but I do want to name one specific game, and that's going to be the Golden Age of Piracy. It should be in here. Is it in here? Yeah. The Golden Age of Piracy 1718. That game is still on my mind, and that's really interesting that game just kind of remains on your mind. It is probably the most, I don't want to say asinine game, but all the games I feel like, well, I know that game. You can just buy the print and play version of it. You literally just print like 5 sheets of paper and you can play the entire game. As long as you have the rulebook and the charts and tables, of course. But that game kind of stands out for me because I don't know. It's a long game, and I kind of enjoy it. I'm mostly saying that because I do want to call that one out specifically. So shout out to Joe Carter for making the Golden Age of Piracy. I would recommend it. I really hated my experience on learning that game. Just watch videos on how to play it. Watch my how to play video. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And I also want to call out Clinic, still in my top games. But, all right, sorry. I just want to mention those two. There's a lot of other games on the list that I could give love and shout-outs to, but...
So at the time of you starting this journey, you didn't know where it was going to go, but apparently you knew where you were going to start. Why did you choose Imperium?
Oh, good question. So Imperium the Contention I chose because it is a game that you can play solo. It is also a game that was relatively new that I purchased. I literally walked into Gamer's Armory, and it was on the shelf, and I was like, oh. And I looked it up, I was like, oh, this game seems reasonable, so I added it to my list. I was originally going to put in my small box, big game series, but the box was too big, so I made a whole different series for which I call CulBlu and Cardboard. Like, you can actually go back and watch the original video, and I think I made a comment of like, this box is too big to be small box, big game, so I guess I'll make another series and future me will figure it out, or something like that. But I felt that the game was mechanically interesting because it's a 4X game that you play with Magic the Gathering mechanics. That's who Contention Games, the people who made this game, which, by the way, Contention Games is responsible for the board game adaptation for Slay the Spire. And they're currently working on Slay the Spire Downfall. And I have a lot of feelings about that because they were going to make an expansion for this game, but then they got Mega Crit reach out to them to make Slay the Spire, and it's been printing money for them ever since. So... they're probably never going to make an expansion for this game, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, they might.
It's probably not. I doubt it. If they do, I'll be in line to buy it. I'll be excited enough to say I will back it on Kickstarter myself. And I'm saying that as somebody who does back games on Kickstarters, not regularly, but Bear's rule is he's not backing a thing until it's out. And I kind of started adapting that because some games are like just hype.
I think I'm making an addendum to that. I think I just need to do more research before I back something. But I just don't like the thing where I'm paying up, or like I'm paying up front, or I'm having to wait. Like, cool idea, but now I'm going to wait for it. Like, just go ahead and, yeah. Anyways, so at the time that you chose to do this game, how many games, spitball here, because I know you don't know the answer.
Right.
How many games did you own? Because currently...
Like, I don't know the answer. I know the answer.
Currently you own over 600 games.
Oh, no, not 600. Well...
That's the number you gave me a while back.
Is it 600?
You told me it was over 600 board games.
I think that's counting expansions too. Wait. I can cheat. Oh gosh, it is 625. 625, but I think it's counting. It might be double counting. No, it can't be double counting. Yep, I own over 600 games. Bear's correct. Wow.
So at the
See, Bear's a good friend. That's why I appreciate him a lot.
I listen,
and he judges.
I don't judge.
Right.
But at the time that you decided to play this game first, do you know how many games, like, roughly you had?
I think it was easy to say I was in the 200 range at that point.
Okay.
So I definitely, for sure, because I had a lot of small games, the Button Shy games. I had the Pack of Gum games. I had at least Series 1, which is 12 games by itself. I had a lot of the Tiny Epics, not all of them, because they were still coming out. I think at the time, Tiny Epic Western was new, which that was the 5th one. So I think Tiny Epic Zombies came out next. Don't quote me on that. Oh no, Tiny Epic Quest came out. So I had at least 5 of those. So my guess would be around 200 at most.
And this is the one that you chose?
This is the one I chose because I had a solo mode. It wasn't a part of my small box big game series already. And I thought it was very interesting. And there was a campaign mode, which in hindsight was not that exciting, but it was okay.
Okay. So 2021, you are starting this channel. How has your opinion and taste in board games changed since then to now?
Ooh, good question. So this actually happened for me recently. What game was it? It wasn't Arcs. There was a game that we played that I didn't think I would be a fan of. I know I wasn't a fan of Arcs, and I'm still not a fan of Arcs. I say as I sip the tea. But there was a game that we played that I thought I wasn't going to be a fan of, but then when I played, I was like, oh yeah, it's not terrible. I feel like it was some dice game. What games have we played? You know what? I can check my app, because I try to keep track of these things. But one thing that I learned about my taste in board games is that I used to be very on the, I don't like roll and move games. I still don't like roll and move games, but the concept is that I would like more agency in my game. I would like to have more control over my fate. And, you know, if I'm going to die and I lose, and I want it to be my fault, I want it to be, you know, as cool kids say, my own damn fault. But through playing more and more games, especially getting into war games or war game adjacent things like Warfighter Vietnam, which is war game adjacent, things like D-Day at Omaha Beach, which is war game. I guess you could say that war game. I've become less like upset at dice rolls sucking. So games where, you know, the dice are kind of like what's I feel like there's a game that you and I played that had a lot of dice rolls, and you were just kind of along for the journey. It's like, all right, I'm trying this thing. Basically what I'm trying to say is I ended up adopting Bear's mentality. One of your mentalities, which is, all right, I'm going to keep trying to do the thing. If I don't make it, I don't make it, but I'm going to keep trying. I got to keep trying. I think it's some form of a game that we're playing where you said that, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool, let me try it. And that became more fun. I started having more fun with games like, you know, games that kind of tear you down as you go along, games like Warfighter Vietnam. I started having more fun with that because you need certain dice rolls to win that game, and if you don't get them, you're just going to lose. I could even go back so far as to say that I might enjoy a game like, what's the arena fighting one that we played for your birthday? Where me and Book Marauder took forever.
Oh, Frostgrave.
Frostgrave. I would even enjoy Frostgrave more now, because it's like, all right, I'm going to try to shoot you. I got to roll like a 10 to hit you, but I'm going to try it. Because it's like, yeah, I'm just going to see what happens. If I hit it, yeah. If I don't, whatever. It's dice.
Yeah.
So I think my tastes have cooled a little bit on being so hardcore about I want complete control over my fate. Sometimes it's like, all right, well, I didn't roll what I wanted to, so that's fine. And one thing that's interesting is you can look in the game. So Imperium Contention has a lot of control over what you can do in your game. As in, you play the cards from your hand, you kind of move around. It's a 4X style game. Clans of Caledonia, very much you plan kind of far out. Warfighter Vietnam is a random number generator. BattleCON, if you're not paying attention, can be a random number generator too. If you're not paying attention. I'm not specifically poking fun at Bear.
I am not good at that. I'm not good at that game. Yeah, that's fine. Anyways, okay.
And did you have other questions that were generated by your best friend?
These are all coming over my head. I really haven't even looked at those yet.
All right, okay.
So, how many games you said? 33?
34.
34. Top game.
Top game out of that 34?
Yeah.
Good question. 1 second. Let me get my AC to chill out. It's trying to cool the room. So of the 34, this is difficult. I can tell you it was not on my top list.
That's the next question, so stick to this one.
All right, fine. Games that are on wow, why is Stellar Horizons 2 up here? That one, I guess I did a video of it. I didn't do a playthrough of that one yet. Other games on this list that are on my top, there's 34, so let's say top 3. Is that fair?
Sure. I asked a question, you change it to whatever question you want. That's
Well,
all,
no,
that's how interviews work.
I'm only saying top. I'm only saying top 3 because I don't want to pick just one. Because I feel like it kind of depends on the mood of it all. All right, fine. I'll try to stick to Bear's question and answer for just one.
You have a bag and you have to take it into space. You can only fit one board game in it from this list.
Does it have to be like a small game, big game? If it's a small, that's not fair. If it's a small game,
You can only fit one game in it.
that changes my entire answer.
What? I'm trying to get you to tell me what game you think is the best.
I mean, God, it's challenging. So comparing all these games to each other. Okay. So while I'm waffling on answering this question, let me just read out a few of them. So Adamastor is a recent one. That
Is there a place that people can see this list?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, well then.
I did not set it up.
Where can they go to watch all these videos?
They can go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/CulBluVlogs. That's CulBluVlogs. And you can see all the videos there. Sorry, going back to Bear's question, because like I said, this is on the spot here.
Sophie's choice.
That's not fair. If I had to pick just one of these, unfortunately, I would have to go with Clinic Deluxe Edition. I feel like that's the only one I can actually choose.
And why?
The reason is because there's a lot of variety. I'm assuming I'm including all the expansions. There's a lot of variety in that. I've done a whole video series on Clinic Deluxe Edition. I need to finish. I have all the expansions. I actually backed the Kickstarter, regrettably, for the big box one. The big box is the size of like from here to here and from here to here in box size, and it's just a giant box to hold all Clinic. And I'm like, why did I back
it's like
this?
Iridia?
I think it might be. Well, I think it's wider, but it's flatter, so it's not as tall, but it's wider than the box of Iridia.
Some might say it's girthier.
It's it's girthier. It's definitely girthier. But yeah, Clinic Deluxe Edition, mostly because I feel like that game kind of hits a lot of strides, and I still like that game. I did my video for that one how long ago? I'm just looking through. I'm scrolling through the channel here.
It wasn't a horrible game when we played it on my channel.
April 23rd, 2023 is when my video went live for that specific one. It was video number 30. And yeah, it's a very procedural game. It's a very control your fate situation, and the only random is what patients come out and what your opponents take from you, what they take before you go. But other than that, you can kind of plan out your entire turn to have a planned economy. Like, that game is just pretty fun. I think it's pretty phenomenal. I hate that the last expansion was not the last expansion, and I hate that Alba Vierd is still releasing expansions.
Especially when they market something like, this is the last expansion.
Right. Like expansion.
Except for this one that's coming out. Yeah.
Expansion 5's rulebook says we are the last expansion, and then expansion 69 says we're just an extra spicy expansion. They actually have 69 blue and 69 pink, and then expansion number 7 was the last expansion, and then expansion number I think 7 is the last expansion, but they have expansion number 911 coming out. That's coming with the big box. It's a whole thing. I have a lot of feelings about it.
All right, so you tell us what your top game is, the one that you would take if you were going somewhere. What's your bottom game?
Final Girl. I don't even know why I thought about it. Final
Can you give me
Girl
more
is
reason why?
Final Girl is my bottom game. So if I had to pick a game besides Final Girl, it would.
I want you to talk about Final Girl.
I'm talking about Final Girl in a second. If I had to pick a game besides Final Girl, it'd be Flash Duel, because Flash Duel is the simplest of the games on this list. Flash Duel is a fine game. It's just a very short and kind of one-trick pony. Once you play like 3 or 4 times, it's kind of over. Next to that would be Paperback, because I don't like word games, but I like that game in particular. And then Calico and Cascadia are kind of rounding out that. The reason why I'm saying all those games, though, is because I want people to understand that I appreciate Final Girl for what it is, and I appreciate for what it's trying to do. I do not like the designer of Final Girl. I do not like the lead designer. Actually, am saying this with more clarity now, because I actually was just telling Bear about it, about why I dislike Final Girl. Final Girl Season 1 and Season 2, well, I can speak for Season 1. I can't really speak for Season 2 because I didn't play it as much. And oh my god, my AC is trying to cool us down. All right. But for Season 1, for Final Girl, it is very much kind of you roll the dice and you need to get the rolls that you need to win. And this is kind of like, I don't want to say this is a turning point, but at this point in my board game journey, that kind of thing didn't fly with me already, because randomness is like I want more control over my fate. And not just like I want to win the game, but I want the ability to be able to play the game and sit down and like, set things up and enjoy, or at least have a chance. Like let the failure of the game be because of my actions, not because the dice just didn't dice. So that's the reason why Final Girl kind of fell to the bottom initially. And then I went to the forums to kind of see, some people were saying, hey, the difficulty is this, and I was starting to develop my own custom modules. Which one was the Queens of Horror deck. I actually made the Queens of Horror cards that I have as a file on Board Game Geek, so you can check it on the Board Game Geek page if you want to. I made the tenacity counters, essentially. So anytime you had a complete failure, or 1 or 2, it would add to your tenacity, and you could spend I don't want to say absurd, but you could spend like 8 tenacity to get 1 success. So the conversion rate is terrible. But at least it's saying, hey, you failed all this time and you keep failing, but at least you get, here's your compensation prize. It's probably not going to win you the game, but it'll make you feel a little bit better. And then, I was working on these things to kind of make it better for myself, because it's a solo game. And I like the theme and I like the idea of what it's doing. You're taking like these Final Girls, these horror movie Final Girls from various horror movies like Freddy Krueger or Jason, all the other ones, Aliens. And you're trying to run through and defeat the killer as the Final Girl. And you're trying to save people at the same time and power yourself up. And I thought that was a cool idea. I like the theme, I like the idea, I like the focus. It wasn't focused on some random dude. It had a nice diverse cast. It had a lot of different killers and villains, and I don't watch horror movies a lot, so I kind of liked, hey, which one is this? This is clearly Scream, but the name of the person's like Mask Face or something like that, instead of Ghost Face. And I thought it was pretty neat. I thought it was cool what they were doing. And then on the forums, going back to the thing that kind of pushed me over the edge of not liking the game more, somebody was like, hey, the difficulty curve on this game, the randomness on this game is like kind of rough. And the designer of the game, I think it was AJ specifically, said something to the effect, something that I can recall. Yeah, I see it. Something to the effect of, hey, we need... sorry, you just wanted to win the game. You just got to sit down and enjoy the story. This game is not about winning. This game is going to smack you in the face at times. You just got to deal with it. And I thought to myself, it's like, that's a shitty thing to say. Your game is unbalanced. Your game doesn't have a way to, like, take the chaos away. And also, sorry, we are live streaming here on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/CulBlu. And Time Roller, hello! It says, nice tongs. These are not tongs, these are tweezers. These are tweezers.
After a certain length, they become tongs.
After a certain length, they become tongs. These are tweezers. I bought these as tweezers. They were advertised as tweezers. I used them for pulling out, what do you use tweezers for? Pulling out a wood, what is it called?
Splinter.
Splinter, thank you.
I was watching you struggle. Do I help him, or do I just let him keep floundering?
Use them for pulling out splinters, and that's what I use them for. I use them for pulling out splinters across the room. I can reach my foot with these tweezers.
Get over here.
Right, pretty much. But basically the response from like the designer of the game, basically saying that, our games are not meant to be won, they're meant to be played. It's an experience for you. And I'm like, I'm like, sure, but can you at least acknowledge that your game doesn't give the player a lot of chance? Like, it takes about maybe 10 minutes out of the game, which is not long relative to some of the other games I have here. Like Warfighter Vietnam is that's a 2-hour setup. It's not a 2-hour setup, but you have to build your characters and stuff. But for sure, it's not a trivial thing to set up the game. And then when you lose, to reset it takes just as much time. So it's not like a quick restart.
Right.
Whereas something like Golden Age of Piracy, which is also a random number generator, because Final Girl is a random number generator. I can explain what I mean by that if Bear wants to ask a question later. But Golden Age of Piracy is also a random number generator. But if I die in that game, which I did in one of my playthroughs, I died immediately and then I just started over. I literally just erased all the boards, wrote down my new stats, and just the game was started over. Whereas Final Girl, I had to find the decks, I have to shuffle them, I have to distribute the cards properly, I have to make sure there's a certain number of cards in a certain number of places, I have to make sure I have my people are set up according to the setup card. And again, I'm exaggerating how complicated the setup is. It's not that complicated. But it just got to the point where I was like, you know what, this is not worth the experience. So it will now sit on my shelf, Season 1 and Season 2, to look pretty, because it looks cool on a shelf. I will never purchase Season 3, 4, 5, or 6. I think they're up to 5. So I have seen some promise on the forums that they've added some things to kind of make the difficulty a little bit more scalable, so you can make the game easier or you can make the game harder. There have been some people who made their own custom house rules to make the game easier for themselves instead of harder. Again, I'm just not down with the designer just kind of saying my game is meant to be the most difficult thing in the world. It's kind of getting to the whole DMs are trying to win as opposed to tell a collective story situation. But yeah, sorry.
So what game out of these 33 games have you played the most of?
What game of these 34?
34.
I can tell you, I can't tell you objectively because I don't have it set up in my app, but let me look. Let me see if I can tell you visually. Oh, okay. Do you want to know what 2 games or just what game? Because it's kind of not fair.
What's the top game that you played?
That's not fair.
Why?
Because I played all of Railroad Tiles, and I played each one at least 3 times. I played all expansions, and there are 8 expansions. And I played the base game plus expansions at least 3 times, and then I played it a lot of times for videos. I had a whole video series for it. So I'm saying that's not fair because Railroad Tiles wins that by a long mile. Like that game in my first 3 weeks of owning that game, I played the game at least 40 times. Mostly because I was trying to play through all the expansions and like get a good feel for them before I did videos of them. So in preparation, I play the game a lot. My second most played game would be Core Discovery, which I think is actually the winner. And I feel like that game deserves to be played more because I actually enjoy that game a lot. I mean, Railroad Tiles is fine. It's just I specifically did a lot of playthroughs because I really wanted to get through the game.
So, you have played a lot of games. We both do board game. Mine's more nerdy podcasting, but board games adjacent. Yours is strictly board games.
Right.
What is a trend or a feature that you're enjoying in a board game that you'd hope to see in future board games?
Ooh, okay. I am enjoying
because I know that I guess more clarity. I'll have a lot of friends who have board games, and it's like, oh, here's a new worker placement game, and it's like, I see what you're saying. Already have worker placement games. Like, what are you doing different? Like, what's something that you would like somebody to revisit, and or you want to see more of this in future games?
All right, now I got to think about that one. So I had an original answer,
answer.
But kind of hearing the extra clarification kind of changed my answer. But the original answer was going to be not just multi-use cards, but like a way to do random creation that doesn't involve dice. So like whether it's something like, hey, if you have A here and B there, then this happens. Like something that triggers that. Like I just find it interesting different ways to make that happen. The only game I can think of of recent memory that I have done a playthrough of, but it won't show up until after this video is posted, which is a D-Day at Omaha Beach. Because like the cards you draw, they're multi-use cards, and they'll determine randomly what's happening. But it happens in a way that's not intelligent, but it happens in a way that's always frustrating. Because it's like, how did you know I wanted that one thing to not happen, and it made the thing happen because the card that had it happening was drawn. So I love when things do that, when there's systems that kind of bring out the random, but it's not using dice, because technically it's countable. Castles of Burgundy, the card game, does this too, where the random dice that you roll, it comes from the cards. So technically it's a determined amount of cards that will have this value, 1 through 6. But also, I mean, you could go hardcore and try to count it, but also there's so many cards that you're probably not going to sit down and count it. So I just like it, just handling random without dice. I just want to see more of that. So that would be really cool. I can't think of another game besides those two that do that, but I do appreciate a diceless randomization system.
Would you consider yourself a board game expert?
Expert? No. What's the word? Kotaku? No, I don't use that word.
Kotaku?
Kotaku is a word that means somebody who is. It doesn't mean expert. Jeez. What does Kotaku mean?
What language is that?
Japanese. Polish. Okay, first of all, you're drunk. No, that's not what it is. Kotaku, like the magazine.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, Kotaku. You never seen Kotaku's the webpage here? Creator Kotaku. No. Okay. Am I the only one? No. You guys aren't going to gaslight me that hardcore.
Listen, this is America. We speak American.
This is a Japanese word, and Kotaku means. Jeez. No, this is the website. I need the definition. All right, we're gonna go with the AI summary because I don't feel like looking for. Actually, no, Wikipedia. Thank God.
I was like, is there not a Wikipedia or like an Urban Dictionary?
Correct. It says Kotaku. This is a magazine. Oh my gosh, what does it mean? Somebody is watching the video and they're like yelling at me. I apologize.
Get at us in the comments.
Yeah. Oh gosh, my audio's still on. So I wouldn't call myself an expert. I would call myself, I think enthusiast was the word I was going to use instead. Then Kotaku jumped in my head and hijacked the entire conversation. Mostly because I like playing the board games. I like sitting down. Oh, Kotaku, otaku is a Japanese word meaning unhealthily obsessed. In Japan, otakus are further subclass into being creepy crazy for either video games, anime, or manga. And yeah, so kotaku came from the word otaku. So otaku is the word I was actually looking for. Urban Dictionary.
Well, that being said, what game is next? What's the game that you're looking forward to getting on your table and recording?
The game that I'm looking forward to getting on my table and playing next would be Contention. That's one that I've been learning to play through. I have not done a video on that one. D-Day at Omaha Beach would be on my list, but I've already done a playthrough. Like I said, it's going to be posted after all this is done. And Contention, I have not done a playthrough of that one yet. I haven't done a recording of it yet, but I'm still learning that game. I'm still trying to get my sea legs for that one. That one is a war game, warlike game. It's based on the same DNA as Navajo Wars. If you guys ever played that one. And it's a pretty fun one. I mean, I'm enjoying my experience. It's a solo only game, and you're playing as the Namua. I don't know how to pronounce it. You're playing as a Namu Native Americans, the First Nations people in the United States, and your cousins or your neighboring Native First Nations tribe is the Ute or Ute. But the Spanish, they call all of them Comancheria because, of course, they did. You guys are Indians. I don't care if you're different tribes. You're all Indians to me. He says racily. But going back into the thing, I like the idea of games that kind of tell history through the gameplay. And also, this one's kind of taken the perspective that is not talked about nearly enough because colonization and manifest destiny in the United States was brutal and cruel and insert all the words here. There were genocides, there was ethnic cleansing, there's all kinds of really terrible bad things that happened because of it. And in this game, you play it as the again, I forgot that I'm just gonna call it Comanche because I remember reading it. I didn't know how to pronounce it, but it's like Namu, not Namu, but Namanu. Or something like that. I was hoping I was going to say here in the description, but it doesn't say it, so I had to look it up. But you're playing as them, and you're trying to fight back against your fellow First Nations people who keep trying to encroach upon your lands because you're trying to set up your own little empire here, and trying to control your lands and have space for your people to grow. And then you're also fighting the United States. Sometimes you're also fighting the Spanish. Sometimes you're also fighting Mexico. Sometimes, and you're fighting from north, south, east, west on all sides. And you're trying to establish your lands, push back. You're trying to open up trade routes with allies that you have of these particular tribes, and trying to get guns and trade goods and grow your different chieftains that you can. And it's just such a cool like idea. And I'm glad that something like that exists. So I'm huge shout out to GMT Games for making that one. I'm really looking forward to putting that one on the table. Again, my previous one was going to be D-Day at Omaha Beach, but I finally played it, and it's about as fun as I thought it was going to be. I think it'll be more fun playing with Bear. Bear does not agree. That is a handshake of agree to disagree. Just to clarify for those who are watching at home. But yeah, so Comanche area is on my list. Also, World Order, that's also on my list, but that's on my list for your channel. That game is coming out. They're working on distribution right now. World Order is made by people who made Hegemony.
Oh.
Their next game is, I think it's 2 weeks out from being delivered. So I'll let you know when it's here, and we can try to play it and see if we can bring the original crew. I don't think Goats will like that one. I don't think there's no Central. There's the U.S., China, Russia, and I think some other country. Oh, the UK.
Africa.
No, the UK. But there's no neutral party. I mean, so I don't
know if I could spin that off of
for
co-op
Goats.
games.
Yeah. Goats would not play that one.
What? My last question.
Okay.
What is a thing that you're tired of seeing?
Ooh, a thing that I'm tired of seeing? Oh my gosh, I got a list.
Okay, what's the top
of the list? The top of the list is living card games. Please let your games die. Let your games die. I get it. This game is great. Give me an expansion or two. I do not want it. I swear, a living card game. Marvel Legendary is on my shelf up there. It's not a living card game because it's by Upper Deck, and living card game is a trademark term by Fantasy Flight. I didn't know that. Somebody said that in the forums, and they told me. Actually, no. I think Time Roller told me that. I feel like Time Roller told me that. Who's here in the chat, I think. But yeah, living card games is
you know Time Roller?
Not our IRL, but he's been on a few of my streams. So shout out to you, Time Roller. Thank you for being a supporter. Almost day one.
Nice.
Almost. I say almost day one because I don't remember how he randomly came across your channel. Actually, no, he was day one. Huh. Yeah, shout out to you, Time Roller. This should be about Time Roller, not me. All right, sorry. Going back here into the conversation. Yeah, Marvel Legendary is a living card game. So living card game is defined as a game that kind of comes out with packs like that kind of have like a new story element or a new set of characters or a new set of like missions or something. And that's how I'm defining it, I should say. That's not how it's officially defined. I don't know what the official definition is.
As a fan of living card games, that's pretty much right.
Oh gosh, but you actually enjoyed was it Elder Tour? Was that the one or
Arkham Horror?
Arkham Horror. You actually enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I know, but with my background with Magic the Gathering, living card games was a breath of fresh air.
Really?
To me, yeah.
Wow. Oh, because instead of like randomly going for like, will I get the card I want? It's just literally this pack has the cards.
Yep.
I can see that being an upgrade.
So it was an improvement over a trading card game to a living card game. I didn't need to buy a whole box of booster packs for like $170 or whatever.
Right. And I think if I'm going from that mentality, I too would agree that living card game would be maybe higher. But games like Warfighter Vietnam, I would argue games like BattleCON even has some living card game DNA in it. They had different like individual character packs you can get, or they had it at the peak of its life. And I was like, I hate this. Like, just put all of it in one box. Like, I would rather all 30 characters that come in BattleCON, I would rather, instead of buying each one individually, just put it in a box, charge me $20 extra, and I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Just it's all in one place. It gets me all the fancy things I need. I don't like this idea of having to hunt down and find the small expansions like in Warfighter Vietnam. I don't like this idea with Marvel Legendary. Things going in and out of prints, like the Fantastic Four expansion when I first started collecting it. Oh gosh, I said it out loud. When I first started collecting it, the Fantastic Four expansion was out of print, so you can get it for like $200 if you wanted to on eBay. But I bought it at a con, Fayetteville Con, the first and not the only, but the first con I went to. They had it at one of the tables for $15. I was like, are you kidding me? $15 for this? This is out of print. And they're like, yeah, we know. Get it off my store shelf. I was like, yeah, I'll buy it. So I bought it for $15 and $20. And then it went back in print. I was very sad because I thought I had something cool. And now it's back out of print. Hey, look at me go, full circle. But I don't like this whole like living card game thing. Ashes of the Singularity or Ashes Reborn. I almost bought into that system because it's from Plathead Games and I kind of appreciate them as a company, but also don't like living card games, so I didn't. Skytear Hordes is a game that's living card game adjacent, but they had 3 expansions and that was it. And then they stopped. And I was like, thank you. So I bought all of it, and I have all of it now. Will I play it? Not that much, because I think it's okay. It's an okay game. I don't think it's great. Skytear Hordes is. But yeah, I do not like living card games. Like, let your game die. Now, I say that as somebody who's complaining about Imperium the Contention being dead. So, on the one hand, I understand that me saying that means Imperium the Contention probably will never have an expansion. Because if Contention Games just lets it die, then here I am. But they promised to make an expansion for this at some point, so I'm looking forward to them making an expansion. Oh, Final Girl, that's virtually a living card game at this point. They have they're up to season 5. Are they kickstarting season 6 yet? Let me see. They've kickstarted every single season. It's been a pain. I mean, I'm happy for them as a model, and I guess the secondary one would be if you kickstart all your board games, stop it. But I understand you got to raise capital somehow, and that's the best way for people to raise capital.
Right, but after a certain point, you should have made enough money to not need to kickstart your next thing.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
It's more of like a, hey, give us a pledge so we know how many to make so that we don't overmake it.
Hey, okay, all right. I see Final Girl. I don't know if this is official. Is this by AJ? Did AJ say this? Sorry, there's a thing that's on Reddit. That's like an image. I'll read it out. The end of an era. I agree. The end of an era. I agree. That is correct. This campaign
For those of you at home, Blue is saying ERO. ERR.
Yeah. This campaign in Series 4 will mark the end of Era 1. Oh no, don't say that. That means there's going to be an Era 2. Oh god, there's going to be an Era 2. Damn it. The end of Era 1. Era 2 of Final Girl will begin in 2027. As this is a very important development in the product line, we'd like you to understand what it means. We would like you to understand what it means. Era 2 will not follow a series model, thank you. This allows us to produce and release what we want when we want to do it without needing to ensure we follow or commit to any sort of series related to customer expectations. This sounds like corporate speak. I don't like it. So I think this is fishy because like they're saying that we want to release it when we want to instead of releasing one every year. So okay. Here's my dilemma. The thing I don't like is I don't like living card games. I don't like a game just being released constantly, and I like there to be space between expansion releases. I feel like if I put instead of Final Girl, I say Warfighter, you would feel the same way, or you would feel a similar way.
My beef is that if you're gonna make a game, make a game. Mm-hmm. Don't come up with a cool idea and then how can I milk this over X amount of times?
Cool Mini or Not did that with Zombicide for a long time.
Right, but what else is your that's why I asked you before we were recording. Mm-hmm. What else is their company brought out other than that? And it's like nothing. It's like so you got one company and they're just milking this one cow until it's dry. And I'm like, I don't want to buy from your company because that's the only thing you got.
Right. And like even if we're bringing Hegemonic Games again, who made the Hegemony game or Homogeny? No,
Hegemony.
Oh no, what's the other way to pronounce it? Hegemony. That's the other way to pronounce it.
If you're British.
Yeah, Hegemony.
Go in that hedge, homie.
No, that hedge has my money. Okay. Right. But even with that game, they have a World Order, which is technically kind of like a zoomed out version of Hegemony.
They're coming out with a new game.
But it's a new game, correct. Right. Mm-hmm. And there's space between, because Hegemony, I'm assuming Hegemony came out in 2020. Let me look it up. And then World Order is releasing this year. So
they took some time, they cooked, they made decent, I'm sure they made pretty good money off of Hegemony.
They did for me because I bought all of it.
It's a solid game. Mm-hmm. 8.4.
2023? No. Has been out longer than that. You're lying.
No, it was one of the newer games in 2023.
Wow, I thought the game was out longer than that.
No, that's what the internet just told me, and I believe it.
Why? Well, we're looking at the same internet. What do you mean?
I know.
And you believe it?
Of course.
What the internet?
The internet never lies.
There are no people in the internet, Bear. It's only AI.
There is no war in Bossing Say.
There's no war in Bossing Say. But they came up with another game that one could argue is kind of the same line, or even Fromage or Formaggio. That's another example because those games are compatible with each other. I think those games are a year apart.
But they're two separate games.
They're two separate games. You can buy them. They're standalone, and I think there's a year between their cycle. So they probably had Formaggio ready to go when Fromage was released. But
right. Well, Fromage, they did one game and they're like, we want to try something else, but I don't know. The whole expansion thing, I'm like, I don't mind expansions. Just give me a little time before you don't drop it day one. Like, by the way, we've got this expansion day one.
Right.
That just fucking, I was like, just put it in the game.
Right. Just put it in the game. That's my thing. So whenever you have a game that has day one expansions, I don't like that. I don't like that. I get it. It's a selling point for Kickstarter stuff, but day one expansion stuff, like for any game that does it, Warfighter Vietnam is one that's definitely top of mind for us. But even BattleCON, when it was on Kickstarter, had some day one, like you can get the Kickstarter. Well, you could buy it separate. Well, no, it's the same concept anyway, because they have the individual characters. Is what I'm trying to say. So you can get if you back the Kickstarter, you also got the individual characters too, or you can just buy it all separate. And that's something I don't like that. I don't like that.
My other pet peeve is I don't like it when there's specialty cards that you can only get through Kickstarter.
Kickstarter exclusives.
I'm like, what if I miss the train?
Right. Get good.
I'll never get that, or I got to go on eBay and deal with some eBay person.
Mm-hmm. Or you can go to any other secondhand place, but those secondhand places sometimes can be suspicious. And yeah, there's a lot of things I don't like, but the core of it comes down to living card games or games that you just won't let die. I think the longest living game that I have would be probably Legendary.
Legendary.
Oh no! Well, no. We can't even say Hexplored because Hexplored has, I think it's up to 8 different games. They're all in the same. They follow the same motion, but they have different themes. It's like one's like the Dead King, one's about Dracula or vampires, one's in the desert. So I guess it's different. So yeah, so those are all the things. So that's what's really grinding my gears, Bear.
Well, is there any final thoughts that you have?
I have many thoughts, but regarding the final thoughts for this specific video, like Bear just asked, I will say that the biggest surprise game for me out of this whole entire list, I'll name just for myself, one that I thought I was going to like but hated, and one that I thought I was going to hate but liked it, was Sammu-ramat. I thought I was going to hate it, but I liked it. Sammu-ramat is basically Pandemic, but you're kind of running around as the queen, Sammu-ramat back in Egypt, or that area, the northeast Africa, or southwest. Oh geez, got my stuff mixed up. Southwest Asia. That's what I'm trying to say. That area. So that yeah, it's the same thing. I said 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So it's that one. I thought I was gonna hate it. Because it just seemed kind of plain and boring. Also, it's from Ion Games, not by Phil Eklund, but it's from Ion Games. And it was about history and historical stuff. And the learning experience was a little bit rough. But I thought I was going to hate it and actually like that game quite a bit. Not enough to break it out and play it, but I think that would be one that I would be interested to play with Goats because it is a cooperative game. And I feel like Goats might actually appreciate that one. So Goats, if you're out there, hey, if you're out there listening, we got a game for you. And then a game that I thought I was going to like a lot, but then I hated, John Company. I thought I was going to, Solo. Let me be more specific. I like that game with people. Playing that game solo was miserable because there's a lot to keep track of. And it felt like some people said in the forums worded it better than I can, which is essentially, it felt like the game was specifically trying to burn down the ship the whole time. So the game's not doing anything that's trying to okay, let me try to help a little bit. The game was just specifically, hey, give me these resources or else I'm going to keep burning the ship down. And then if you lose, the game, the bot that you play against doesn't lose anything. It's like, hey, you lost. You failed. R.I.P. Bozo. That's what it says at the end of it.
Does it really?
Yeah. No, it doesn't really say that. But I think that was one of my biggest disappointments because I know I like that game playing with people. I think it tells a great story. I think John Company has fallen for me because I think when we played it with me, you, Gingervite, and Book Marauder. I think between you and Gingervite, you guys pointed out key things, which I think you said, well, if it's going to be a random winning condition at the end, that kind of sucks. Why did I spend this time? I think Gingervite I think he was frustrated more on like the dynamics of what played out in that game. And I think those two things definitely came together because it's like, yeah, when you're playing multiplayer with John Company, when the company goes bankrupt, there's a random losing condition. So sometimes things that were good become negative points, and things that were bad become positive points. And you don't know what's going to happen. It's like one of 7 things, and that kind of makes it not great because you do all this work and then you end up failing because somebody wanted to tank the company, and then turns out they had the correct thing to win just because the coin flip said they won, and that's kind of crappy for a game that takes that long to play. So playing a solo though, yeah, the whole time the game is fighting you. And it's like, or the bot is fighting you, which you want to challenge, but also like, essentially with John Company, you have to be able to use your resource cubes to manipulate the bot, to get the bot to do what you wanted to do. And I wasn't going to spend enough time to play the game to learn what the proper moves were. I just wanted to like sit down, have a similar at the table experience, and it didn't give me that. So I just kind of bombed on that one. So John Company was a disappointment that I thought I was going to like, and Sammu-ramat was a game I thought I was going to be disappointed in, and actually quite enjoyed. So much so that I did 2 playthroughs of that one.
Oh.
And they were 2.5 hours each.
Wow.
I know. And I'm not going to spoil if I won or lost both of them, but I did the same thing in both of them.
How bad you lose?
Pretty bad. All right. But that's kind of it on that. So, Bear, did you have anything that you wanted to state or mention regarding all of the video goodness? Because you started your own channel in the middle of me existing here on the internet. Have you seen anything that's like, hey, I want to like steal some of that, or I want to take some of those things?
I have said multiple times in my household that you, Blue, are a wealth of knowledge, and I am very lucky and happy that I have you in my life. Mm-hmm. That the things that I have started doing and that I intended to keep doing, I don't think I could have done them without you. So I'm very thankful that you are here and that you've started this channel and that you're helping me with my channel. So,
all right. And to end on a bad note, what's one thing that you don't like that I do that you wish I would stop doing?
I wish you'd show your face.
I thought you were going to say the music. It's easy W. All right, fine.
I would accept the music over if we had our faces on.
Bear wants a face cam. All right.
No, it's not that I want a face cam. I want us on. Like, I feel like it humanizes the experience, and I feel like being able to show that you're excited and looking into the camera while you're talking and doing stuff. I think it's a big deal. So,
I mean, so I think there's merit to it. I think my hands are very expressive, and these tongs, they're tonging.
They are. I get it. A lot of folks just do the top down, but usually it's when they're painting or something.
Right.
Whereas when you're giving opinions and talking like that, it's good to see that you're a person because I know AI has a hard time doing hands.
Yeah.
But it's not that hard. Like they're getting better.
Right.
Whereas showing a face would make it more human.
That's fair. I'll think about it.
That's my suggestion.
I'll think about it. Like I said, I really thought that was like a lobbing up a layup for alley-oop.
I would take background music over faces.
Wow, that is incredible. Bear really wants to have our faces shown. All right. Well, I'll consider down the road, and by that I mean I will probably not change a thing. However,
I'm aware.
However, I do appreciate you for saying that, because like I said, I was expecting it to be a music thing, and you said the face thing. I do also want to say the reason why I don't show my face, I just want to clarify this, is because one, I don't feel like making my beard look beard-worthy, or camera-worthy. And then two, my cameras are set up in a way where I don't have to move anything. And the few times that we've done face cam with you, Bear, I had to like figure out how to put the camera and place it and stuff, and that's been a hassle. I guess if I made it permanent, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but
that's the key.
It really comes down to what's permanently set up. I have the capability to do face cams for everybody.
I mean, you have PTZ. You literally could put a camera on your mantle over there.
I could.
And run the wire in a way that would not be in the way.
I could.
You never would have to change it. You could
These things.
It would, and they have such great zoom capabilities that it would not even make a big difference.
Well, from this specific angle, and sorry, we're getting a little to the esoteric side of things that people can't really see, but from this angle, back of people's heads would be in the way. However, if I put the cameras here on the side, there could be kind of like a angle to show both people, and then an angle to show the other people. So it's definitely doable.
You wouldn't have to use that camera all the time.
Well, I probably would use like a camera like this instead of the PTZs. The PTZs I would try to keep on top because they work well of adjusting for here. But then having, because I have another camera I could set up, technically.
Or you can just buy another PTZ.
Or I can buy another PTZ. You heard it here. Bear told me to add to cart, okay? Bear said add to cart.
Just saying. For this side of the table, you could have a camera in the kitchen.
Wait, which side of the table? Sorry, people couldn't see.
I'm on this side, so you could have the camera way over the, like, through the thing here, and it would get both people.
And on this, for this side of the camera, or the table, we
Over
can have
the
one
mantle.
where the TV is, or even where the candles are.
Yeah.
It's doable. I mean, I'm not gonna, but it's doable. But I do appreciate the feedback, because again, I thought it was gonna be one thing, it was another, and I did used to show my face on video back in the day. So if you want to see what my face looks like, go watch old videos. I'm not shy about that. It's just I don't want to. When Bear does his what am I looking for?
TTRPG.
Is that the one?
The Bear.
No, your Friday stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when you do your Friday stuff, or when we do videos at Bear's place, everybody shows their face, which I appreciate that, except for me. I'm always hiding in the corner. Yep. It's a thing. I can't break the internet, Bear. People don't want to see my wonderful face representing.
It's a thirst trap.
Okay, don't lie to me. All right, so that is going to be it for here. We're going to go ahead and just wrap things up. This has been the 99th video. We've made it a record 1 hour. No, we need 4 more minutes. All right, we got to stall for 4 more minutes so we can make it an hour. What are you going to talk about? Okay, hold on. I have a question for you, Bear. Since you can see the list, people can't see the list of games. Of these games on this list, which one do you think would be cool based on what it looks like? I know it's a little small. It's hard to see, but let me know if you can scroll.
I mean, I feel like that's not a fair question because I've played a lot of those games.
You have?
Like Vantage is one of my top games. I really enjoy that. I like Fromage. You can have a Lazy Susan.
Surprising I didn't do Formaggio.
It is.
I should go back and do Formaggio.
It's like an easy layup.
Yeah, so I can talk junk about it.
River Valley Glassworks is a solid game. Top of mind is that.
Do you still like Junk Company?
I don't think I ever did like Junk Company because again, the whole ending, like you may or may not win. So one time, Turnup and I played Mario Party. And Turnup did horrible because again, my partner is not very up to date on video games.
Right.
So the entire game, we were trying this game out. I beat the dog poop out of her, and we get to the end, and then some random thing happens, and it's like whoever has the least amount of points actually wins.
Oh no!
And I was like, I've been destroying her this entire game, and then some bullshit thing is like whoever's losing actually like no. Oh no! You just stole my victory and took it away from you.
Sorry. Kat says thank you in the chat. Yes. Thank you all. Thank you all the viewers. You guys are wonderful, awesome, and I appreciate everything. Also, Mario Party. Can we talk about my dislike of Mario Party?
Well, that experience made me hate. Like, I want to know how to win a game beforehand.
So wait, you don't like? You've never played PAX Transhumanity then?
No. I could see like a winning condition where it's like, here's the 6 winning conditions.
Okay.
And like, depending on how the game, like what actions you do in the game, it like starts skewing towards something. Like stocks not being worth anything if you've burned the whole world down.
Right.
Type of situation.
Right.
Like depending on how, I think it's
Stock pop?
Hegemony.
Okay, Hegemony.
Where at the end of the game, things are worth different amounts of points depending on the situation of the game.
Correct. Depending on what what laws are in place.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's something that once you've played that game a couple of times, you kind of know that you want to get things a certain way. The first time you won't know that, but it's like you want the world a certain way because it benefits you the most.
Correct. And so the theme, and also Hegemony, I think Hegemony is a unique situation. I'm interested to see how World Order does it, and this is probably getting to like other video territory, but Hegemony's theme explains the game. Like the theme of you're a capitalist explains what you do as a capitalist. The theme of your working class explains it. So I feel like Hegemony is a special situation to where the theme and the teach and the rules match. To where you can do that.
Getting into, that's all we got. Getting into,
I got fly swatter.
It's somewhere over there. Getting into that, like I don't mind the rules changing according to what's happening in the game, but just being a random die roll. I'm like, oh, well, we rolled a 6, and you're going for it too.
And then turns out you get it because you rolled before I do, or something like that.
Like, I don't want my game being decided on a die roll, especially in a game like John Company, which is like what, 4 hours.
Yeah, so I was just about to say, the qualifier for me is I'm okay with my game being decided by a die roll if the game's short enough. So like if the game's like a quick, like short game that's like, you know, just kind of Chupacabra dice, perfect example. Your game is literally determined by who rolls the dice first, literally. Zombie dice, similar situation. The time investment to go from starting the game to the end of the
dice
game.
Games? I got a game for you.
Which one? Which one? Wait, no, which one?
You need like 7 D20s.
Oh. Are you talking about the game that you invented with spin down counters? But that game is short enough to where it's like, it's fine, it's passable.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good, but it's passable. Bear invented his own game because he was bored.
Because I was waiting for you to get off of work, so I sat over here with 20-siders and just made a game.
It was terrible. I think you should publish it, Bear. You should publish it and sell it. I say that ironically, but watch it sell.
I just had Yamil do my some of my editing for me
for that game.
No, for my rule book and my role playing game.
Okay, that'd be cool. Yeah, so the game is very long. So Warfighter Vietnam, I originally thought I was going to be harsher on it. I know you're harsh on it for other reasons, but I thought I was going to be harsher on it because one of the first playthroughs that I fully made all the way through, it was basically a dice roll. The last thing I had needed one more hit. I had no health. This is the last round. I had one shot available of my 2 actions, and I needed just 1 dice roll, and I failed the dice roll.
Right, but every again, this is I hate that I'm standing up for this game. Every game is not that way. It's just that one time that it boiled down to a dice roll.
Right, correct. So Warfighter Vietnam ended up being that one time. Actually, let me take it back. Warfighter Vietnam, if you, I don't want to say play correctly, but if you don't make harsh or rash decisions. Is that the word I'm looking for? If you don't make irrational decisions, that's what I'm trying to say, then you will have more than enough resources to win the game. The question is, do you get the things to line up perfectly? Do you get what you need at the right time? Those things can definitely accelerate you or get you closer to it, but you're probably going to have a victory every single time you play the game if you play it correctly. But you have to play it correctly, and you have to know how to play it correctly. And I feel like those kind of games are okay. However, going back to what you were saying, John Company, it takes 4 hours to play, and it comes down to a dice roll. Yeah, it comes down to a dice roll on who won. That's kind of crappy.
Well, if you look at Slay the Spire,
okay,
that is a random generator about what card you get, but you get 3 options
right
every time, and then you're going through and you're building a deck off the 3 options that you get every time. You may not get a good option, and you'll have to take the card if you don't want to. But it gives you a little bit of a take the reins of this random number generator kind of thing.
Yeah.
So therefore, a game can be a no-go from the beginning. But at least I have agency to go in a direction.
Right, and it comes down to agency. Like when you lose agency and things like that, that's where it's crappy.
Just go play Candyland and shuffle the cards and flip them over one at a time.
Which Candyland is a 0-player game, and that is hilarious.
Well, it's not a 0-player because somebody has to flip the cards.
Okay, well, if you get the computer to flip the cards,
I'll just build an AI. And get some
oh no, not the AI! Oh god, how do we end up here?
It can just play Candyland by itself.
Okay, and on that note, I think we made it to an hour. All right, we finally made it past an hour and 3 minutes. Look at us go. All right, any final words that you would like to say before we say goodbye to the peoples?
I think I've said everything. Just again, thank you very much for being I feel like a rock in this community.
Oh, thanks.
You are bringing a lot to the community, and I appreciate the videos and the help that you've given me and the videos that you're putting out.
Oh, well, no problem. Thank you very much for being here and hanging out with me. For those who don't know, I've known Bear for, has it been 10 years? No, it's been like 6 years. 7 years?
Like 6 or 7, yeah.
Oh my god. Dude. I was not intended, oh my god, we did the meme. 6.5 to 7.5 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so roughly that. So I knew Bear before I started doing I knew you before 2021, that's true. So I knew you before at least this video series started. So Bear has been in my life for a long time. I actually taught Bear taught me how to play Terraform Mars correctly. Which, Book Marauder and Apples have not forgiven me for that yet.
They never will.
They never will. It's fine. I'll live. All right. So thank you all very much for watching. Thank you all very much for hanging out. Here's to 100 more videos and many more. I'm going to go ahead and many more. This is not the end of the video series. I have at least 7 more videos planned past this. So I may make it to 170. You'll never see me again. Oh, also, sorry, I forgot to mention, this is a last minute thing. I know we're trying to end the video here, but I did also take a hiatus for two years, I think, from board game videos. And then the reason why I came out of the hiatus was because Bear was like, hey, Blue, you have equipment, you've done YouTube. I'm trying to do YouTube because I have an Amazon affiliate link. And I was like, oh God, all right, Bear, you can use my cameras and stuff. And then I started buying more camera stuff. And then eventually live stream was all set up. And I was like, you know, let me just go and start streaming. So Bear's the reason why I returned to live streaming. So thank you, Bear, for helping me return to live streaming.
Steel sharpening steel, man.
Steel sharpening steel. And this guy has a voice. Have you heard his voice? like how both the music and Bear stopped at the same time. All right, Bear has no voice.
I do have a voice.
All right, well, we're at the end of our music, apparently, so we're going to go ahead and close up there. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, I will see you all whenever. Bye.